3, 2,
Що?
1.
The land is departing.
Yes, they're on their way. Thank you for your assistance. Without your help, it would have taken much longer.
What's the plan for the second flight? The same place?
That would work best. Certain, proven. When you and Dr. Gorski come back, I'll send the lander right away.
Мені здається, нас тут просто кинуло непозволяще. Ага, це типа круг зробив. Тобто потім, коли я туди піду, я повернусь назад додому. Що це можна назвати домом. Давай, вона, веди мене. Цікаво, а ну. Ні, далі не можу роздивитися, що там. Ну, ми ж точно сюди, да? Угу.
I've reached the top. The doctor discovered something new from here. Something he called bushes.
Huh. I've heard that term before.
In their conversations between Koval and Gorski.
No, Yasna. You're the one who reported it to me. Right after you landed.
Seriously? Well, I don't see anything like it now, sir.
Дивовижно. Це схоже на кущі.
Easy there.
Так, ну зараз піднімемося. Схоже це на кущі чи ні? А що постучати? Тинь-тинь. Ні?
Wait. Koval noted down the parameters. Azimuth 350. Distance 200 meters.
Copy that. I'm sending the probe.
Нічого не бачу. О, окей, це кущі. Дійсно кущі. І зон там бачу.
Got it. I see the bushes.
And the doctor?
Hard to tell. Visibility is
Та
poor.
ні, тут щось нічого нема.
It's going to be harder than before. I don't know how the doctor...
When it comes to finding a safe route, there won't be a problem. But you'll have to get there on your own 2 feet.
I suppose a probe will carry out the first task. It's capable yet?
Of course. I set the environment analysis mode. The probe will calculate the best route between your location and your destination. It'll guide you along the defined path. The calculations will only take a moment.
Ти, ну, та я думаю, справлюсь. Мені треба туди.
Hi, Luna. Lead the way.
Мовчить.
I must say, it's a clever device, this probe of ours. Hey, can it fly for this long?
Yes. Longer than you can stand on your feet.
Sounds like the perfect research unit.
Це точно.
Maybe even better than a human.
Well, let's not exaggerate.
I don't know. For me, it's only a matter of time before machines surpass their creators.
Хоча час GPT все ще говно. Ну, для моїх специфічних задач. Хоча простий, ладно, прості якісь штуки він вже вирішує і не втомлюється. Так, так. Що ти мені хочеш показати? Ще всякі міджорні, от всі генератори, коротше, картинок. Так, а що? Не знаю. Ходімо гратися. Коротше, віди. Давай, я буду просто бігти, а ти там розбирайся. Ага, я йду вдоль цієї штуки. Добре. Ну, Наскільки я бачу, я не можу впасти туди, от я можу просто йти, і куди йдеться, туди і йде. Ага, прірва.
Oh, we have a problem.
Something serious?
Huh. Maybe it's true that machines will surpass us, but not today. The route determined by the algorithm goes over a chasm.
I can repeat the command.
No. I'll go around.
Unfortunately, this is an outdated model. Such mistakes are inevitable. But the perception
Тут
model
нормально.
itself has already been greatly improved. Its accuracy increases exponentially.
Exponentially? Can you imagine us, proteinaceous creatures, developing so quickly?
No, not in the course of evolution. You can't perfect a person like that.
That's right, you can't. We wait thousands of years for visible changes.
Have you started to fear for your position?
Well, everything indicates that the clear distinction between humans and robots will soon disappear.
And then what?
Well, if we assume that they'll surpass us, things will get complicated. Because in order to program a brain with computing power equal to that of a human, you need a brain with computing power higher than that of a human. Ergo, a man cannot make a machine smarter than a man.
Then who else would design it?
Self-learning algorithms, some spontaneous process, or pure chaos. Something inhuman, that's for sure. Shh, astrogator, can you hear that?
What am I supposed to be hearing?
That's the point. Nothing. Silence. We're talking about robots, and Dr. Gorski still hasn't spoken on the channel.
Well, I don't know. He must be a long way from here.
Дивовижно, мені навіть не хочеться щось коментувати, мені просто подобаються їх діалоги. Це досить. Коротше, що я, блядь, кажу? Ну, ви вже зрозуміли, що гра мені дуже подобається. Вже за цей початок можна її сказати, ну, типа, можна вибачити те, що вона коридорна херня. Але ну так краще так, ніж відкрити всесвіт, де ти нічого не можеш, ну, типа, все є, але ти нічого не можеш робити, і це відкритий пустий всесвіт. Краще закритий коридорний пустий всесвіт. Але який наратив. Та і красиво. Ідеш собі, насолоджуєшся відами, музичкою, ембієнти якісь такі.
Dr. Gorski, are you here somewhere?
Та як він почує? Рілі кущі. Якщо і кущі, то можливо є ще якесь життя. Так. Ви теж це бачите, да? Це що, сімена?
These bushes are kind of weird.
You better stay away, Doctor. I'd like a brief description. Just keep a distance.
Allow me
Можна
to use the
сфоткати.
language I would use to describe living forms, sir.
Of course.
So they look like pituitary, brush-like formations. They can be singular, though in some locations they create a uniform thicket that covers the walls of the ravine in a rusty brush-like layer. They grow out of cracks in the bare rock. They're high, more or less, from 1 to several meters. That's how it looks, to put it briefly.
Would you also venture to guess their significance? Some function, purpose?
Блять, а що це може бути? Я не знаю. Ну, давай так.
Staying on the topic of biological analogies, these bushes remind me of corals in a purely visual category because they're far from marine organisms. So I would guess that these are colonial structures, perhaps rock-forming ones. However, their main structure has nothing to do with corals. No noticeable mesenchymal tissues, no nidocyst, Matocyst or spirocyst.
Коротше, я
No
помиляюся.
visible oral discs.
All right, doctor. I didn't ask for a marine biology lecture.
Може, це щось інше. Я не впевнений, я просто вибрав, тому що це був найдивовижніший варіант.
Astrogator, Gorski's not here. I'm afraid he continued to explore. And if he went where I think he did, he might have lost contact with the camp as well as Dragonfly.
So you will most likely lose contact too.
Possibly. Well, there's only one way to be certain. It's your decision, sir.
Please continue your search. We have to find him.
That's the unwritten rule, isn't it? Under no circumstances do we leave anyone behind.
That's right, Doctor. You would lose everything else, but you have to have the crew on board. The living and the dead. This is one of the most crucial imperatives, even though it's not in the regulations.
Згоден. Ходімо. Тут іти, коротше, по цим дорожкам нам. Що ми тут бачимо? Ці кущі, вони все ще сиплють своїми спорами. Кусти що, з заліза?
The line's breaking up, but I understood.
А я
I'll
не
let you know,
зрозумів.
sir, when I come out of the tunnel.
Хочете сказати, що мені сюди? Та ладно, знов це білі екрани. Що там знову? А як я приземляюся?
Already at 12,000. Throttle down. 30 seconds till touchdown. Everything's looking good. Over?
Roger that.
Altitude 5,000. Ignition 10%. I record data dropout, but otherwise still looking good. Entering final descent.
Copy. Entering final.
Дуже м'ягенько було.
Hopper has landed. I repeat, Hopper has landed.
Я буду виходити?
Astrogator, can you hear me?
Loud and clear. Any side effects? Landing wasn't too hard on you?
All good? Spine still in one piece. No signs of overstrain. Not even shortness of breath.
Perfect. Hopefully the hike to camp goes just as smoothly.
Це досить продумано було. Я розумію, що, я тут удивляюсь якимось мілочам, але бляха.
I'm going outside.
Visibility?
100%. The dust has already settled. I've located the second lander. Our people are still on this planet.
Ah, very good. I was afraid they might try to fly off, which wouldn't be the best idea given the loss of communication with Dragonfly.
Sir, something's wrong.
What is it?
The hatch is half open. Did they report hydraulics failure?
How should I know? You were the last person in contact with the crew, Doctor.
Right.
Що у нас тут є?
And? How is it?
For now, we have to assume that we are left with only one lander.
Is it that bad?
You don't need to be a technician to see that Beetle's lost its buzz.
That's unfortunate. I'm taking Hopper out of here. I'll send it directly to the camp as soon as we find a suitable landing zone.
Astrogator, I don't know what we expected. Coming here at the end of our expedition, the equipment is barely working. If it works at all. And you, sir. You barely escaped alive. Okay, I admit that we have a very successful campaign behind us, but I feel like we've used up all our luck. And now, we're asking for trouble. It's just one planet too many for us.
Which doesn't change the fact we're here. Let's focus on completing this mission. There won't be another.
It better be that way. We have the right to come home at last.
I'm afraid I'm unfamiliar with such a law, but there is one thing I can refer to when we find ourselves in a difficult situation. If the continuation of the mission endangers the lives of the crew, the provisions of the imprimis homini law apply. First and foremost, the safety of people is what matters.
It's good to know we have this right, but I wish we didn't have to use it.
Що це за закон? Я не в темі. Давай, відлітай краще, бо якщо йобне, то йобне. Куди мені там? Так, я не зрозумів. Мені знов от це от біжати? Знов до лагерю? Ладно. Я і не проти. Та ви якось це все Вау! А я все, я заткнувся майже. Ну ви подивіться. Воно таке прям лазурне, таке прям іншопланетне. Ух. Як в Ялті.
You were right, Cobble. It's beautiful here.
Дивовижно. Дивовижно. Я щось не зрозумів. Тут два путі. Це що? Окей.
This mission drags on so much. Sometimes I think you're going to take off without me, sir.
Don't count on it, Doctor. I'm not going anywhere.
They stop for a break.
How do you know? Are there any signs of the crew?
Some slob left litter here. Have no respect for an alien ecosystem at all.
Блядь, згоден. Давай зберемо.
Kind of litter.
Cigarette butt? A crumpled pack?
So, taking off the helmet for no good reason. Risk of igniting a dusty atmosphere. Irresponsible spreading of DNA. Compared to this, the damage of an already extinct ecosystem is basically a negligible issue.
Security procedures exist for humans. The rule of integrity is for the sake of everything alien to us. We shouldn't place one above the other.
What are you saying, Yasna? The mission and the safety of our people have the highest priority. Always.
Always? Are we really that self-righteous?
Of course, Doctor. We must be the most important to ourselves. And they must be the most important to themselves. Whoever they will be. In the end, the strongest will survive. Isn't that how evolution works?
Not in a biological sense, Astrogator. Besides, I'm not convinced if we should interfere with everything alien to us just because we
От
can.
ти знає, я згоден, а з ним ні.
Interference is at the heart of human nature.
Ой, да нахер, люди підараси.
Be a monkey if you'd only looked at trees instead of cutting them down.
Yes, we have a nasty nature. I can't argue with that.
Кажіть, куди мені? По лінії. Ну, каже, що по лінії, то йдемо по лінії. Це все ще ж воспоминання, да? Я ж не путаю. І сюди? Сюди. Просто може, типа, якщо буду йти по той лінії, де вони ходили, я знайду ще якісь доречні штуки. Та я сам можу подивитися, ну ти що? За годину? Йобнутися можна. Годину. Може анекдоти якісь розкажеш? Мені друг нещодавно розповів. Вряд ли я його встигну розказати. Ага, клас.
Well then, you should save your breath, astrogator.
Коротше, заходять чуваки в бар. І такі, а можна нам якийсь коктейль? Такі, а що? Ну, якісь недорогі. Такі, можна. У нас є дещо. І що, як називається? Кокосовий хуй. Такі, ну давайте. Приносять їм, коротше, коктейль цей. Вони його пробують і такі, блін, щось кокосу взагалі не відчувається. Бадумц. Ну да, мабуть, якщо б я це показував і жестикулірую, як вони це п'ють, і такі на вкус як хуй.
Astrogator, I found a peculiar inorganic structure. It looks like some spiky metal growths.
Металеві?
Is spontaneous growth possible with this type of structure?
I've never seen anything like this. I wish I had time to run some tests.
When the situation is stabilized, we will take samples. I promise.
Ага, тому вони підсвічились на на цьому, на металодетекторі, як металеві. Воу-воу-воу, я не хочу туди. Ага, мене ніхто не питає, зрозуміло.
Suddenly. That's not it. I feel darkness.
Який нахи Даркнес? Алан Вейк, припини. Все. Відпустила. Дуже дякую. Так а що? Я не можу далі, да? Ага, ні, ще можу якось. Давай сюди. І що тут? Обережно. Неясно. Та піднімайся вже. Знов ці білі екрани. Ага, я зрозумів. А воно металеве чи ні? Чому я так легко його зламав? Дивно. І, до речі, стало більш темно. У мене є фонарь чи факел. А, все, нормально. Що? Щось було.
Are you there? Over. I guess that's a no. Is everything all right?
Yes, all good. They're already in the infirmary on life support. You found them in time.
How about their reactions? Have they regained consciousness? I mean, maybe one of them said something.
Unfortunately, they're still unresponsive. I'll let you know if anything changes. I'm doing an EEG on them right now.
Можливо, у них всі нейрончики такі бах і стерлись. Блін, так цікаво. Що з ним могло трапитися? Ну щось от це от електромагнітна хвиля, і щось воно як пидищ, і вони такі Я пояснюю просто 10 з 10. Це що? Ні, я не хочу.
Gorski was here. His rope is still hanging from the slope.
That's a good sign. Since he left it, he intends to come back this way.
But why hasn't he yet? Guess I know where Gorski was going.
Ну, звісно. А у мене є якась штука. Ну, добре, так же краще трошечки.
Tell me one more thing. When it comes to Marit, are you going to use a grave tapper?
Yes, I'm considering that as a possibility. And what is your opinion? Should we look into it, Brian?
The more we know, the better chance we have to help others. Marit would have been happy to know that even in death, she was doing something for them.
Fine, I'll get the equipment ready. Just that report.
One sec.
Стрьомно. Що там у мене?
Oh, I'm at the end of the rope.
Isn't that good?
Not at all.
What do you mean?
Та там от...
I'm stuck. I'm hanging with all my weight on the rope, away from the wall. There's still a fair few meters left to the ground.
Can you go back?
Using just my hands, strapped with all this extra weight? No, not a chance.
What if you sway?
No good. I can't reach anything.
Any other ideas?
I can just jump off.
Is that safe?
Ні, звісно. Ти що, дурак?
A substantial fall on unsteady ground. This is hardly a maneuver that I would describe as safe.
Звісно, він небезпечний.
Let's take a moment to analyze the situation.
Давай.
I'm thinking, if Gorski went down this way and didn't break anything,
Yeah, we don't know that, Yasna. He could keep going even...
Там немає його тіла.
all right, so do you have another idea? Oh, will I be hanging like this until the end of time itself?
There is a certain possibility, or rather uncertain, but maybe it's worth trying.
I'm listening.
Can you see the probe?
Yes. It's flying near me.
Good. If I instructed it to fly as close as possible to you, you could grab onto it.
You sure it will hold me?
Я не хочу.
That I cannot guarantee.
Nope. I prefer to avoid additional risk. It sounds unsafe. Not to mention probable damage to the probe.
Так, але...
I'm getting ready to jump.
Що...
Gorski,
Бляха.
you owe me for this.
О, може зон все ж таки? Ладно, хер з ним. Погнали. На нах. Що я зламала? Нічого.
Yasna, are you okay? Can you walk?
Yes. There seems to be no fractures.
Але вірьовка там досить
Sure you're all
далеко.
right.
No, there's no need to delay. Gorski is waiting.
Ага, як ви вибиратися будете звідси? Дуже мені цікаво, якщо це єдиний вхід. От класно. Ух. Та колобочок, будь ласочка.
We had our last contact with Regis a few minutes after noon. Even then, Dr. Gorski was walking alone. Communications blew up shortly before he got here. He didn't take a tent. Anyway, what's the idea of doing it alone? I hope he has a good reason.
Дивовижно. Wow.
This place is amazing. It's all made up of these structures. Except they don't look like creations of nature anymore.
Maybe that's why Dr. Gorski, not to mention the Alliance.
Well, if we're looking for something on this planet, this could be it. These structures form entire multi-story complexes. They look like a city.
Трошки схоже взагалі.
No, there's no point in jumping to conclusions yet. Left or right? Oh shit, telemeter glass cracked.
I wouldn't worry. What matters is that you're fine.
Anyway. Are you receiving a signal?
What signal?
From Dr. Gorski.
No, none. Why are you asking?
Та тут
Trying
штука.
to open up a connection. Set up a transmitter.
There's nothing on the comms, but I'll check the record history. Please give me a moment.
Dr. Gorski set up the flags.
So, he kept going, despite the lack of communication with the rest.
You'd have to see it with your own eyes, sir. This place. Gorski may have lost himself in his discovery.
Are you joking, Doctor? Lost himself? Gorski? He may not have respect for the unknown, but he has his feet firmly on the ground.
I think he might have gotten lost in these structures. They're like a maze.
Well, he shouldn't have if he was setting up flags. You must trace his steps, Doctor.
I'm working on it.
Have you chosen where to go?
I'm still wondering.
There's no time to hesitate, Doctor. We need to take decisive action.
Я хер знаю. Мені треба сюди.
All right. I'll try to walk this kind of bridge.
Що там ще була якась можливість? Я не побачив, мабуть. А, туди.
That's all Gorski has left of oxygen, at best.
And at worst,
He's just finishing it up. Though it all depends on his activity.
if I remember correctly, the atmosphere here is breathable.
Basically, yes. Dr. Krauter, however, warned that the methane content...
I know. But the effects won't be immediate. That gives us a few extra hours. These constructions don't have a clear division into functions. They're huge, complicated, and uniform at the same time.
Do you have any idea where all this could have come from? I'm aware without tests you can't do much. But let's say on first inspection.
If metamorphism and other natural factors are to be excluded, there is only one conclusion. Someone or something must have put them here.
But who? The Alliance? Because you don't need to say...
Oh, I do. I suspect the surface of Regis III was once inhabited. It's a bit like Pando.
Що таке пандо?
I have no idea what you're talking about, Doctor.
Дуже дякую.
A colony of populous tremoloids. American aspen. The new trees grow not from seeds, but from root suckers of old trees. As a result, it's one giant organism, thousands of years old.
So you're in a dead metal forest.
Huh, that does sound bizarre. Though maybe.
Тут якось стрьомно взагалі ходіть. Ще не знаю куди. Мабуть, сюди. Потім сюди. А вони не металеві.
I need to get out. Phew.
Така херня.
Capacity of this place is difficult to predict. Destruction.
Чо?
Pain.
Я не зрозумів.
The detector will indicate the thickness of the structures.
Під... Я намагаюся. Як це зробити? Підскажіть мені, блядь, на милость. Підлаштувати. Та...
Out of the frying pan. Into a hole.
Вибачте, але, ну, тут не зрозуміло. Нахуй це все. І що з них крихкі, що з них не крихке? Ну, типа воно рілі ніяк нічого не робило, як клікав.
I'm gonna sound like a broken record, but the oceanic forms here are similar to those on Earth. So there should be similarities on land as well.
Similarities?
Life, Astrogator. I still think there should be life on the surface of Regis III.
А там би я йшов якось по-іншому. Так, блядь, тут знов треба. От сюди не йти чи йти? Так. Я не розумію.
Damn it!
What is it this time?
Take a guess, sir.
The sinkhole?
Uh-huh.
Та я рілі не розумію. Сподіваюся, там не рухну туди прямо. Все, нахер це все.
Doctor, I found something after all.
Яку запис?
Gorski.
It's hard to tell. There are errors in the transmission header. I'm going to play it, so we'll find out.
Ну, давай, запускай.
Gorski to base. I repeat, this is Gorski. Base, come in. No doubt, it's him. Well, let's keep listening. But as soon as you report anything, Doctor, I'll stop the recording. Bugger. No confirmation again. I report. I've made an amazing discovery. Geometric structures that a thicket of bushy, pointed rods and slats. Mostly iron, but not only. Molybdenum, carbon, tungsten. Altogether similar to a giant integrated circuit. A million swarm of tangled cables. Not a trace of electric current, polarity, not even residual magnetism. Maybe once upon a time, centuries ago, petawatts or exawatts of power flowed this way. To compare with something. It's probably a machine. Some kind of information collective structure. Maybe it was some kind of electronic brain. It makes me think of the Lyrans. A race of extinct sentient beings. Supposedly, they knew about light astrogation before we invented the wheel. They had to save themselves from the explosion of Nova. They sent ships. The remains of those ships have been found, ashed to a chip glued together. I've seen hypothetical schematics. The structures here remind me of those. Okay, moving on. Readings. Well, that's it. What follows is just a humming noise.
Ну, цікаво. Та наче норм.
So far it all leads to one conclusion. This is not a place for a man, nor for any humanoids.
Then who is it for?
Maybe it's really an alien technology. Those Lyrans.
As far as I know, all information about the Lyran civilization is just guesswork.
Вперше
Many
чую.
consider Lyrans to be just a myth, so I wouldn't take it too seriously.
Well, I think there might be something to it.
By the way, you were right, Doctor. Gorski did lose himself in his discovery, in spite of everything.
I can see the relay up close. Looks broken. Such damage could be caused by a local meteorological phenomenon. A severe thunderstorm with litho and electrometeors.
So, the weather is to blame for all of it.
Well, I can't think of a better explanation at the moment.
Мені цікаво, то, що я вибираю оці всі відповіді, це на щось впливає? Можливо, це впливає, от то, що я вибираю, то це і буде?
I found some abandoned items.
What items? What do you have there, Yasna?
A telemeter and opened food rations. So he couldn't have gone far.
Why would he leave his equipment behind?
Well, maybe he planned to come back soon. At least his device is in working order.
The telemeter? Oh, right. Yours is broken.
I think I'll borrow it.
Go ahead, Doctor. It's issued equipment, so I wouldn't even call it borrowing.
Так, це мій старий.
Nah, actually it's fine. I'm already used to the cracked one.
Дивно. Та хай буде тріснути зато мій, чи не знаю. До речі, куди мені взагалі? Хтось бачить ще якісь флажки? Виглядає, що мені сюди. От зараз побачимо. Так, швиденько. Не так, в смислі, швидко. Ага, він тут був.
There are more traces. This time handprints. And a drop detector.
What? Did I hear you right?
Yes, sir. You heard me right. As if he fell and then crawled on all fours.
Bloodstains?
No. Luckily, nothing like that.
Блін, треба обшукувати тут все, чи що? Тут нічого нема. От тут там он щось є. Зараз спустимось. Та спустись ти. Тут що? Теж нічого нема. Ага, ні, тут щось є. Так, ну спочатку підемо вниз. Бо там я точно щось побачив. А потім там є мостик і можна по ньому пройтись. Мабуть. А де я щось побачив?
Give yourself a moment to rest, Doctor. You certainly deserve it.
Так.
I found something. Again.
I'm listening.
More of the same stuff. Gorski's things. More traces. Fine. Actions devoid of logic.
Back in the camp, you reported Merritt's abandoned things.
A backpack and a journal, yes. This scene looks disturbingly similar.
Я зрозумів, треба йти туди. Як би мені не хотілося, це все одно буде хуйня коридорна, тому йдеш куди ведуть. Угу. Не можна сюди пройти. Так, показуйте. Впаду чи ні? Ясненько.
Oh, those sinkholes again.
Yes.
Мені, мабуть, сюди і потрібно було, чи ні? Ох. Так, я не розумію. Ні, мені туди потрібно далі. Хоча стоп. Мені, коротше, треба було сюди йти. Є тут щось з цього боку? Ніхіра. Ну, ніяк. Здається, що там можна було б піднятися, якщо б гра мені така, да, можеш підніматися. Доведеться, значить, тут спуститися. Подивимося, що тут ще. Що він тут скинув? Ні. Може він впав просто. Угу, загрузка. Не то нажав.
One step at a time. Finally, I have its position. Not yet.